Unit 3 Water Resource Engineering. 1. What are the various sources of water? Water is essential for life, and it exists in various sources, including natural and human-made reservoirs. Here are the primary sources of water. A. Surface water. 1. Rivers and streams, flowing bodies of water that result from the accumulation and runoff of precipitation. Rivers and streams are vital for providing fresh water to ecosystems and human communities. 2. Lakes and reservoirs, large, stationary bodies of water created by natural processes, lakes, or human activities, reservoirs. They serve as important sources of fresh water for drinking, agriculture, and industrial purposes. B. Groundwater. 1. Aquifers, underground geological formations that contain water. Aquifers are saturated with water and can serve as significant sources of groundwater. Wells can be drilled to extract water from aquifers for various uses. 2. Springs, natural points where groundwater emerges at the Earth's surface. Springs often occur where an aquifer intersects the land surface. C. Rainwater and precipitation. 1. Rain, precipitation in the form of liquid water droplets falling from the atmosphere to the Earth's surface. 2. Snow, frozen precipitation in the form of ice crystals or flakes that accumulate on the ground, providing a source of water when it melts. D. Ice and glaciers. Glaciers, large masses of ice formed from the accumulation and compaction of snow over time. As glaciers move, they can release fresh water, contributing to rivers and other water sources. E. Atmospheric water. Humidity, water vapor in the air, also known as humidity. While not a direct source of liquid water, humidity plays a role in the water cycle, contributing to cloud formation and precipitation. F. Desalination. Seawater, oceans and seas contain vast amounts of water, but it is saline. Desalination is a process that removes salt and other impurities, converting seawater into fresh water suitable for drinking and irrigation. G. Wastewater. Treated wastewater, after undergoing treatment processes, wastewater from domestic, industrial, and agricultural activities can be reclaimed for various purposes, including irrigation and non-potable uses. H. Recycled water. Water recycling, the treatment and reuse of water for various purposes. This can include treated wastewater, storm water, or other sources that are treated to meet specific quality standards. I. Storm water. Runoff, rainwater or melted snow that flows over the land surface and may enter storm water drainage systems. Capturing and managing storm water is crucial for preventing flooding and replenishing water sources. J. Dew and fog. 1. Dew, moisture that forms as water vapor in the air condenses onto surfaces like grass or leaves. 2. Fog, a collection of water droplets or ice crystals suspended in the air near the ground. Fog can contribute moisture to vegetation and surfaces. These diverse sources of water collectively make up the Earth's water cycle, where water continuously circulates between the atmosphere, land, and oceans. Sustainable management of these sources is crucial for meeting the water needs of both ecosystems and human societies. 2. What are the quality characteristics of water? The quality of water refers to the physical, chemical, biological, and radiological characteristics of water that determine its suitability for various uses, including drinking, irrigation, industrial processes, and support of aquatic ecosystems. Water quality is assessed based on specific parameters and standards established to protect human health and the environment. The evaluation of water quality involves measuring and analyzing various factors to ensure that water is safe and suitable for its intended purposes. Here are some key aspects of water quality. 1. Physical characteristics. A. Temperature, the degree of hotness or coldness of the water. Temperature affects the solubility of gases and influences the behavior of aquatic organisms. B. Turbidity, the cloudiness or haziness of water caused by suspended particles. High turbidity can interfere with light penetration and affect aquatic habitats. 2 chemical characteristics. A. pH, acidity or alkalinity, a measure of the acidity or alkalinity of water on a scale from 0 to 14. Water with a pH of 7 is considered neutral, while values below 7 indicate acidity and values above 7 indicate alkalinity. B. Dissolved oxygen, do the amount of oxygen dissolved in water. Adequate dissolved oxygen is crucial for the survival of aquatic organisms. C. Nutrients, substances like nitrogen and phosphorus that are essential for plant growth but can lead to water quality problems when present in excess, causing issues like eutrophication. D. Salinity, the concentration of dissolved salts in water. It is particularly important in both freshwater and marine ecosystems. 3 biological characteristics. A. Bacteria and pathogens, the presence of harmful bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens can pose health risks to humans and animals. B. Aquatic life, the diversity and abundance of aquatic organisms, including fish, insects, and algae, are indicators of water quality. 4 radiological characteristics. A. Radioactive substances, the presence of radioactive elements in water, which can have health implications. Monitoring and regulating radioactive substances in water are essential for public health and safety. B. Microbial contamination, fecal coliforms and Escherichia coli, E. coli indicators of fecal contamination, which can indicate the potential presence of harmful microorganisms in water. 5 toxic substances. A. Heavy metals, elements such as lead, mercury, and cadmium can be toxic to humans and aquatic life. Monitoring and regulating heavy metals are critical for protecting water quality. B. Pesticides and chemical pollutants, pesticides and herbicides, chemicals used in agriculture that may find their way into water bodies, potentially impacting water quality and aquatic ecosystems. C. Industrial chemicals, discharges from industrial processes can introduce various chemicals into water, affecting quality and posing environmental risks. D. Suspended solids, the presence of particulate matter in water, which can affect water clarity, light penetration, and aquatic habitats. E. Odor and taste. The presence of unpleasant odors or tastes in water may indicate the presence of certain contaminants or natural compounds. Water quality is typically assessed against established water quality standards and guidelines set by regulatory bodies. These standards vary depending on the intended use of the water, with more stringent requirements for drinking water compared to other uses. Regular monitoring and assessment of water quality are essential for safeguarding public health, protecting ecosystems, and ensuring sustainable water management. 3. What are the specifications for water? Water specifications, also known as water quality standards or guidelines, define the acceptable limits and characteristics of water for various uses. These specifications are set by regulatory agencies at the national, regional, or international levels to protect human health, aquatic ecosystems, and the environment. The specific standards can vary between countries and regions, but they generally cover a range of physical, chemical, biological, and microbiological parameters. Here are some common specifications for water. I. Drinking water standards. A. Microbiological parameters. Maximum allowable concentrations of coliform bacteria, Escherichia coli, E. coli, and other indicator organisms. B. Chemical parameters. Maximum permissible levels for contaminants such as heavy metals, lead, mercury, nitrates, nitrites, fluoride, arsenic, and disinfection byproducts. C. Physical parameters. Limits on turbidity, color, taste, and odor. D. Radiological parameters. Maximum allowable levels for radionuclides such as radium and radon. 2. Surface water quality standards. A. Dissolved oxygen, DO. Minimum levels to support aquatic life and prevent oxygen depletion. B. Nutrients. Limits on phosphorus and nitrogen concentrations to prevent eutrophication. C. pH. Acceptable ranges to support aquatic life and prevent adverse effects. D. Temperature. Maximum allowable temperature increases to prevent thermal pollution. 3 groundwater quality standards. A. Nitrate and nitrite. Maximum allowable concentrations to prevent contamination of groundwater by agricultural and industrial activities. B. Chloride and sulfate. Limits to prevent saltwater intrusion and maintain freshwater quality. C. Volatile organic compounds, VOCs. Maximum allowable levels for substances like benzene, trichloroethylene, and other contaminants. 4 industrial water quality standards. A. Specific chemical parameters. Industry-specific limits on pollutants discharged into water bodies, including heavy metals, toxic substances, and industrial chemicals. B. Temperature. Limits on thermal discharges to prevent adverse effects on aquatic ecosystems. We wastewater discharge standards. A. BOD, biochemical oxygen demand, and COD, chemical oxygen demand. Limits on the amount of organic matter that can be discharged into water bodies. B. Total suspended solids, TSS. Maximum allowable concentrations of suspended particles in wastewater discharges. 6 recreational water quality standards. A. Fecal coliforms and E. coli. Limits on bacterial contamination to ensure the safety of recreational waters, such as swimming areas. 7 agricultural water quality standards. A. Pesticides and herbicides. Maximum allowable concentrations for agricultural chemicals to prevent water contamination. 8 aquaculture water quality standards. A. Dissolved oxygen. Minimum levels to support fish and other aquatic organisms in aquaculture systems. B. Ammonia and nitrite. Limits to prevent toxicity to aquatic species. It's important to note that these specifications may vary by jurisdiction and can be subject to periodic updates based on scientific research, changes in environmental conditions, and evolving public health considerations. Compliance with water quality standards is crucial for protecting ecosystems, safeguarding human health, and promoting sustainable water management practices. Local water authorities and environmental agencies typically enforce and monitor adherence to these standards. 4. Explain the role of hydrology in assessing water quality and impact of human acts on water quality. Hydrology is the scientific study of water in the environment, including its distribution, movement, properties, and behavior. It is a branch of earth science that focuses on the water cycle, which involves the continuous circulation of water between the Earth's atmosphere, land surface, and subsurface. Hydrology plays a crucial role in understanding and managing water resources, addressing issues related to water quantity, quality, and the impact of human activities on water systems. Key aspects of hydrology include 1. Precipitation. Hydrology examines the processes through which water is added to the Earth's surface, primarily through precipitation. Precipitation includes rainfall, snowfall, sleet, and hail. 2. Evaporation. The process by which water is converted from liquid to vapor and released into the atmosphere. Hydrology studies evaporation rates from various surfaces, such as lakes, rivers, and soil. 3. Transpiration. The release of water vapor from plants into the atmosphere. This process is an important component of the water cycle and is considered alongside evaporation in hydrological studies. 4. Infiltration. The movement of water from the Earth's surface into the soil or rock layers. Hydrology investigates how water infiltrates the ground and the factors influencing infiltration rates. 5. Runoff. The portion of precipitation that flows over the land surface and eventually enters rivers, lakes, and oceans. Hydrologists study runoff patterns, factors affecting runoff, and its significance in the movement of water through a watershed. 6. Stream flow. The flow of water in rivers and streams. Hydrology assesses stream flow characteristics, such as discharge, velocity, and sediment transport. 7. Groundwater flow. The movement of water within the subsurface, beneath the Earth's surface. Hydrology studies groundwater movement, aquifer properties, and the interaction between surface water and groundwater. 8. Water quality. Hydrology evaluates the chemical, physical, and biological characteristics of water. This includes the study of pollutants, nutrient levels, and the overall quality of water in different environments. 9. Hydrological modeling. The use of mathematical models to simulate and predict the movement and distribution of water in a watershed or hydrological system. Models help hydrologists understand complex interactions and make informed decisions about water resource management. 10. Watershed management. Hydrology often involves the study of watersheds, which are areas of land that drain to a common point, such as a river or lake. Effective watershed management considers the conservation, use, and protection of water resources within a specific geographic area. Hydrology is interdisciplinary, drawing on principles from meteorology, geology, biology, physics, and engineering. Hydrologists use a variety of tools and techniques, including remote sensing, satellite imagery, field measurements, and computer modeling, to study water-related processes and phenomena. The knowledge gained from hydrological studies is crucial for sustainable water resource management, flood forecasting, drought mitigation, and addressing environmental challenges related to water. 5. What is rainwater harvesting? What are the various collection methods, uses of harvesting rainwater, advantages and disadvantages of rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting is a practice of collecting and storing rainwater for various uses, primarily to supplement traditional water sources and reduce reliance on municipal water supplies. This sustainable water management technique has been employed for centuries and involves the capture, storage, treatment, and utilization of rainwater. 1. Collection methods. Rainwater is collected from rooftops, surfaces, or catchment areas using gutters and pipes. The collected rainwater is directed to storage tanks, cisterns, or underground reservoirs. 2. Components of a rainwater harvesting system. A. Catchment area, the surface that directly receives rainfall and serves as the source for collection. B. Conveyance system, gutters, downspouts, and pipes that transport rainwater from the catchment area to storage. C. Storage tank, a container for storing collected rainwater, often equipped with filters to remove debris. D. First flush diverter, device to divert and discard the initial rainwater, which may contain contaminants from the catchment surface. E. Overflow system, prevents excess water from overflowing and directs it away from the structure to avoid flooding. 3. Uses of harvested rainwater. A. Domestic use. Rainwater can be used for household activities such as drinking, after treatment, cooking, bathing, laundry, and flushing toilets. B. Irrigation. Rainwater is suitable for watering plants, gardens, and agricultural crops. C. Groundwater recharge. Excess rainwater can be directed to recharge groundwater aquifers, contributing to sustainable water resources. 4. Advantages of rainwater harvesting. A. Sustainable water supply, reduces dependence on traditional water sources and supports water self-sufficiency. B. Cost-effective, lowers water bills and reduces the need for expensive water supply infrastructure. C. Environmental benefits, mitigates urban flooding, reduces soil erosion, and minimizes the impact on local water bodies. 5. Challenges for rainwater harvesting. A. Seasonal dependence. The availability of rainwater is seasonal and may not meet year-round water needs without adequate storage. B. Quality concerns. Contaminants from the catchment area or storage system may affect the quality of harvested rainwater, requiring proper treatment. C. Initial setup costs. Installation of rainwater harvesting systems may involve upfront costs, including the purchase of storage tanks and components. 6. Rainwater harvesting in urban areas. A. Rooftop harvesting, common in urban settings, where rainwater from rooftops is collected and stored for various purposes. B. Community initiatives. Some urban areas promote community-based rainwater harvesting to enhance water resilience at a broader scale. 7. Government policies for rainwater harvesting. Some regions have implemented policies to encourage and regulate rainwater harvesting, offering incentives or making it mandatory in certain types of construction. Promotion of awareness, education and awareness campaigns are essential to encourage individuals, communities, and industries to adopt rainwater harvesting practices. Rainwater harvesting is a sustainable and eco-friendly approach that can contribute to water conservation and mitigate water scarcity, particularly in regions with erratic rainfall patterns or facing water challenges. It complements traditional water supply systems and promotes a more decentralized and resilient water infrastructure. 6. Describe various types and purpose of water storage and conveyance structures. Water storage and conveyance structures are engineered facilities designed to store, transport, and manage water for various purposes, including agricultural irrigation, municipal water supply, industrial processes, and flood control. These structures play a crucial role in water resource management, ensuring the availability and efficient distribution of water. Types of water storage and conveyance structures. 1. Reservoirs, large artificial lakes created by impounding rivers or streams. Reservoirs store water for multiple purposes, including drinking water supply, irrigation, hydropower generation, and flood control. Purpose: storage of large volumes of water for extended periods, often with controlled releases to meet downstream needs. 2. Dams, barriers constructed across rivers or watercourses to create reservoirs. Dams come in various types, including gravity dams, arch dams, and embankment dams. Purpose: provides storage, regulates water flow, and may generate hydropower. Additionally, dams can help control floods and ensure a stable water supply. 3. Tanks and cisterns, above-ground or underground containers designed to store water for domestic, agricultural, or industrial use. Tanks are typically made of materials like concrete, steel, or plastic. Purpose: localized storage for communities, farms, or industrial facilities. 4. Aquifers, underground geological formations that store and transmit groundwater. Natural aquifers serve as a significant source of subsurface water storage. Purpose: natural storage and conveyance of groundwater, providing a source of water for wells and springs. 5. Canals, artificial channels designed to convey water over long distances. Canals may be lined or unlined, and they often include structures like weirs and locks. Purpose: transportation of water from a source, such as a river or reservoir, to areas needing irrigation or municipal water supply. 6. Pipelines, tubular structures, typically made of materials like steel, plastic, or concrete, used to convey water over short or long distances. Purpose: efficient transport of water, often for municipal distribution, industrial processes, or agricultural irrigation. 7. Tunnels, underground passages designed to convey water through hills, mountains, or other obstacles. Tunnels may be constructed for water supply or as part of hydroelectric projects. Purpose: facilitates the transport of water through terrain where surface conveyance is impractical. 8. Pumping stations, facilities equipped with pumps to lift or move water from lower to higher elevations. Pumping stations are often used to overcome topographical challenges in water conveyance systems. Purpose: boost water pressure, lift water to higher elevations, or redirect water through distribution networks. 9. Check dams, small dams constructed across streams or rivers to slow down water flow, reduce erosion, and promote groundwater recharge. Purpose: control sediment transport, prevent erosion, and support localized water storage. 10. Weirs and barrages, Low-profile dams or barriers constructed across rivers to control water flow. Weirs are often used for measurement, and barrages may have gates for flow regulation. Purpose: regulate water flow, facilitate irrigation, and control sediment transport. 11. Lift irrigation systems. Systems that use pumps to lift water from a water source, such as a river or well, to higher elevations, enabling irrigation in areas with varying topography. Purpose: convey and distribute water for agricultural irrigation. These water storage and conveyance structures are integral components of water infrastructure systems, providing solutions for the efficient management and utilization of water resources. Their design and implementation depend on the specific needs and challenges of the region or project. 7. Explain the characteristics and purpose of dams and reservoirs. Dams and reservoirs are key components of water management infrastructure designed to store, regulate, and distribute water resources for various purposes, including drinking water supply, irrigation, hydropower generation, flood control, and recreation. These structures play a crucial role in shaping water availability and usage in both urban and rural settings. Definition of dam: a dam is a barrier or structure built across a river or watercourse to impound water and create a reservoir. Dams can vary in size, type, and purpose, and they are often constructed for multiple objectives. Types of dams. A. Gravity dams: large, solid structures that rely on their weight and the force of gravity to resist the pressure of water. Common materials include concrete or masonry. B. Arch dams: curved structures that redirect water pressure into the abutments on either side of the river. Arch dams are often made of concrete. C. Embankment dams: built with compacted earth, rock, or other materials to create a barrier against water flow. They can be either homogeneous or composite. D. Buttress dams: similar to embankment dams but supported by a series of buttresses on the downstream side, which adds strength and stability. Purpose of dams. 1. Water storage. Dams store water during periods of excess flow, releasing it during times of scarcity. 2. Hydropower generation. The potential energy of stored water is harnessed to generate electricity. 3. Flood control. Dams can mitigate the impact of floods by regulating water flow. 4. Irrigation. Controlled release of water from dams supports agricultural irrigation. 5. Drinking water supply. Reservoirs behind dams often serve as sources of drinking water for nearby communities. 6. Recreation. Dams create reservoirs that can be used for recreational activities such as boating, fishing, and swimming. Definition and characteristics of reservoirs. Definition: a reservoir is an artificial lake created by the impoundment of water behind a dam. Reservoirs can vary in size and shape, and they serve as storage basins for water collected from rivers, precipitation, or runoff. Characteristics of reservoirs. A. Storage capacity. Reservoirs have a defined storage capacity, and their water levels fluctuate based on inflows and outflows. B. Catchment area. The area surrounding the reservoir that contributes water through precipitation and runoff. C. Drawdown zone. The area exposed during low water periods when water is withdrawn from the reservoir. D. Water quality. Reservoir water quality can be influenced by factors such as sedimentation, nutrient levels, and biological activity. Benefits of reservoirs. 1. Water supply. Reservoirs provide a reliable source of water for drinking, agriculture, and industrial purposes. 2. Hydropower generation. The stored water's potential energy is used to generate electricity. 3. Flood control. By regulating water release, reservoirs help control downstream flooding. 4. Recreation. Reservoirs offer opportunities for boating, fishing, camping, and other recreational activities. 5. Environmental impact. Reservoirs can have environmental impacts, including changes in ecosystems, sedimentation, and alteration of river dynamics. While dams and reservoirs contribute significantly to water resource management, their construction and operation must consider environmental, social, and safety aspects. Sustainable design practices and careful management are essential to balance the benefits of these structures with potential environmental and societal impacts.